In sum, Bishop Plouffe has not issued a decree to reduce any of these churches to profane use, and he does not possess a legitimate reason to issue such decrees. Thus, these places remain sacred. As such, 1. They remain designated for divine worship. 2. The faithful have the right of entry for the exercise of divine worship. That is, to participate in the public celebration of the Mass. And 3. Bishop Plouffe must immediately reopen them to the faithful and work with us to make suitable arrangements for the celebration of the sacraments and the practice of other spiritual exercises and disciplines in these churches. We confidently make these comments with the knowledge that the head of the Congregation for the Clergy in Vatican City, His Eminence Mauro Cardinal Piacenza, has recently issued a number of decrees which have affirmed the above. The Times News Online reported on January 7th this year of one of these decrees. Cardinal Piacenza has decreed that Our Lady of Mount Carmel Catholic Church in Pennsylvania, an Italian Catholic parish, 97 years old, just like St. Rita's, it cannot be reduced to profane use because there were no substantive reasons for the church building to be deconsecrated. It is expected that similar rulings are about to be announced in the coming weeks for other cases of churches of suppressed parishes in a number of American dioceses. In conclusion, we are here today to 1. Publicly, though respectfully, demand that the 3 churches, St. Rita's, St. Ange, and Corpus Christi, remain open to the faithful per the Code of Canon Law and per the decisions recently rendered by the Congregation for the Clergy. Rome has spoken, and we must listen and act accordingly. 2. Furthermore, we wish to inform our fellow Catholics in North Bay, particularly those from our 3 parishes which have been suppressed, that these churches are still sacred spaces, and as such, they have the right to continue to have access to these sacred spaces to pray and to receive the sacraments of the Church, particularly the sacrament of the Eucharist. The same holds true for all the other churches of parishes which have been suppressed throughout the Diocese of Sault Ste. Marie. 3. We are urging Bishop Plouffe to not execute the sale of Corpus Christi Church, which has a closing date of January 31st. He has not issued a decree which would allow for this sale, nor does he have a legitimate reason to do so. If he does so, he must inform those of us who have requested in writing that he tell us immediately of the issuance of a decree to reduce our parish to profane use. People from all 3 parishes have asked him for this, if he issued the decree, to inform them immediately. According to the Code of Canon Law, we have 10 days to appeal this decree as of the date we are properly notified of it being issued. Furthermore, we want any and all of the sacred items which have been removed from these churches to be immediately restored. And finally, we are publicly requesting a meeting with Bishop Plouffe to discuss these matters in detail and explore with him how these churches can be used by the faithful for their spiritual edification in a manner that is at the same time pastorally creative, fiscally prudent, and in union with his overall pastoral goals. To be clear, if there are decrees issued to reduce any of these churches to profane use, we will appeal them. We will do so vigorously, and if necessary, we will take our case all the way to the Vatican. Though we do not wish to have to do so, common sense and the laws of the Church will leave us no other alternative. Thank you for listening. We will now take questions from members of the media who are here present. Thank you. So, I'll leave it to you guys.
Wait, we'll just do one-on-one interviews then?
Well, if there's any questions you want to ask us,
Well, I wasn't prepared for
that
audience, so...
Okay, we can do something later. Do you have any questions that you want to ask?
I'll just ask you some questions.
Yeah, we'll just...
Can I do it?
Yeah.
You guys like to do it privately?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what we'll do then. All right. So, with that, I want to thank you. And I want to ask you to continue to pray for Bishop Plouffe and for the members of the Church of the Diocese of Sault Ste. Marie, and for the bishops of Canada and around the world, because this is big. This document here, I've read it just this morning. It's thorough. And it could very well have been written about any one of our 3 parishes. It's very clear that our churches should not be reduced to profane use. Period. Very, very clear. And this is only one of several that have been issued in the United States in one diocese. And there are other dioceses that will receive decrees like this in the near future. All right. So, have courage. Thank you.